Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon, everyone who all are joining in and who may join later in the event. This is your host, Himanshi Kaushik, and I heartily and sincerely welcome you in today's webinar on hands-on session of analytics using IBM Cognos. And I hope that you all are safe, sound, happy at wherever you're taking this webinar from. So before we move on and learn through our session today, I would like to request Dr. Coppin sir to kindly introduce us to our experts here.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. It's my privilege to welcome Ms. Saloni Gulati, subject matter expert in business and predictive analytics IBM, and Mr. Aman Bakshi, growth initiative leader IBM, on behalf of LPU team. We are here for a webinar on the session on topic hands-on session of analytics using IBM Cognos. IBM Cognos is one of the, you can say, most renowned tool in the industry for the analytics. So Ms. Saloni will just discuss about the various, you can say that phases, like how we can perform analytics on the IBM Cognos. And we will have further discussion with Mr. Aman Bakshi about the career initiatives that what we can have with the IBM program. So this session will be about how industries interpret the data and get insights to increase sales and over functioning here. So again, I welcome all the panelists here, Ms. Saloni and Mr. Aman. And thank you, Manshi ma'am, for giving this platform to us for just demonstrating the work that we have done. Over to you, Ms. Saloni, ma'am. Please, you can have your presentation now.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for welcoming. So welcome everyone. Now we can proceed with our session. As you can see the first screen, we have a session on Cognos and we will check some of the basic terms about analytics. So let's move forward with our first slide. So here I have added something. You can check how analytics is transforming our world. So let's check the next point. Analytics. Guys, this is very important topic in our today's world. The reason is we have a lots of data around us as well. If you will check your cell phones as well, we have a lots of data. Sometimes the data is in the structured format and sometimes the data is in the unstructured format. But at the end, what we want to do, we just need to analyze like which one is the fruitful and which one is the, like you can say that, irrelevant. So in short, in order to do the analysis, we have a one tool. The tool name is IBM Cognos. But before we will jump into the practical implementation or like in any kind of understanding, I want to share some links with you, that the links for data set, like this kind of a data sets I will be using for my practical implementation. And there are some links that I want to share with you. Just give me a minute. Yeah, if you will see, this is the main front end of the tool. So I just want, whenever like you want to do the practical implementation, just create your account first. So I'm sharing this link with you. Just hold on. Give me a minute. Okay. So yes, I have shared the link in the chat panel. Just go and just check and please create your account parallelly. Okay. So as I said, the topic is analysis. If you want to do the analysis, you should know about the data first. As I said, we have the cell phones. In the cell phones, we have the structured data as well as the unstructured data. So guys, kindly have a look here. As you can see, data is loaded into database designed to store specific business information. You can pick an example of your stock market. If you want to invest some amount in the stock, what you will do? You will analyze the data, like which stock is going good and which stock will give me the benefits. So in the same way, we have to load the data into the database and then we have to check like what is the relevant information and which one is the irrelevant information. The next part we have, reports are created to display details from the database. Yes, at the end information, you need a summarized information. So for that, what we have to do, we have to create a reports. Business analysts interpret the data to make business decision. Yes, as being an analyst, what is my responsibility? If I have a large number of data sets, so The responsibility is I need to make sure that I will generate some fruitful information, and that information will benefit my business. So same thing they have mentioned in the third line, like it interpret the data to make some business decision. Then last statement you can check in the first slide. Analytics merge the different data sources together. What is the meaning of this different data sources? You have the data in the form of Excel, in the form of PDF, in the form of CSV. These are the different data sources that you have to combine them in order to generate a one fruitful information, and apply statistical methods to assist in the decision making process. So in a short way, if you have a data, at the end what you have to do? You have to do the analysis. In order to do the analysis, you need some kind of a tool. And today we will learn some of the basic concepts of IBM Cognos. Let's move forward with another topic. As you can see, here I have added business analytics is a part of our lives. Yes, it is. You can see business apply analytics in many different ways to uncover information and to respond to that information appropriately. How? Analytics are used to make better medical diagnosis, lower crime rates, create effective marketing programs, improve service availability. You can check around yourself. What you have, everywhere you have the data, your personal data, your college data, your university data. At the end, what you have to do? You have to do the filter out the irrelevant data. So in short, what we are doing? We are doing the analysis. And guys, see, I have a data in the form of Excels. Do you really think it is able to read that? Not at all. You have to make that data into a graphical presentation. In short, you have to give the life to your data by making some graphs, by making some dashboards. And those dashboards, those graphs will be counted in your analysis. So let's move forward with the next point. Yes, history of analytics. As I said, stock market example. You know, like what is going on in the stock market as of for today. So it is my today. That is, it is my present. And I need to do the predictions as well. Like in which stock I will invest my money. So how you are analyzing these things based on your analysis, based on your past experience. Might be you will discuss with your friends. So this is something we have in our analytics yesterday, today, and tomorrow. As you can see, yesterday I have mentioned like we have some efficient input and we have to do the maintenance of data. Today, that is at present. So we have some warehouses which are designed for data retrieval and used to allow queries to be easier to write for large databases. Tomorrow, I need to do some predictions. I need to analyze the data for today, and then I need to do the prediction that becomes my tomorrow. This is something we have in our history of analytics. I hope so. Before I will proceed with the practical implementation, now you have a glimpse of analysis, you have a glimpse of analytics, like why analytics is essential. You can pick any industry, that means medical industry, crime industry, hospitality, like any industry you can pick around, you can check surrounding what we have. As I said, we have a data. Some data sets are relevant and some data sets are irrelevant. We just have to filter out the data based on our requirements. So let's move forward and let's see the other slides. How analytics is changing our world. Data and analytics are used every day to help business drive efficiencies, clean, deeper operational insights, and ultimately generate more revenue. I think so. You all are agree with this point because based on that business, based on that analysis, based on our steps, we are generating the revenue. However, the impact of data sciences reaches far beyond the business sector, and it is helping to solve some of mankind's most pressuring issues. The next one you can check, from preventing blindness and treating drug and alcohol addiction to fighting poverty, data science is being utilized not only as a business tool but for the greater good for society. It uses various statistical techniques to analyze and draw insights. Because graph is not about, okay, let's pick this value and let's make a pie chart, let's make a bar graph. Not at all. You have to go to the agenda, you have to understand the business, You have to understand the data. You have to read the data. You have to make your data appropriate. Then you will be able to do the analysis. Then you will be able to make some dashboards or the graphical presentations of your data. And you can check in the last point, from data extraction, wrangling, and pre-processing. Then whatever the member is, either it's a manager, either it's a data analyst, they has the responsibility of making predictions from that data. So try to understand, after doing the analysis, what is our next step. We have to move to the predictions, but this is something different. First you have to learn the analysis, then you can think about the predictions part. So this is a one more brief. Let me just move forward. Yes. So now we will go to the tool and we will check some practical implementation on our Superstore dataset. Okay, as I said, we have the dataset, and the dataset is in the form of aggregated manner. As you can see, like we have the columns, we have the rows, like it is unable to read it. I can't read it. If someone will ask me, like, let us know, like in which segment you have the highest sale. I can't do this with the help of the Excel. I need to make some graphs. I need to add some present part in this data. Then I will be able to answer this question. So in order to do the analysis, in order to add, you can say that, visualization for this data, let's move to the IBM Cognos. And here is not this one. Let me just check. Yeah, here it is. Okay, this is my, yes, now you can see. So this is my front end screen, guys, as I have already shared the link with you. When you will visit this link, you have this kind of a page. Click on this start trial at no cost, and you just have to update your details. And if you will face any issue, you can go, like you can put your queries in the chat panel. Okay. Meanwhile, I will go to the Cognos and let's start the practical implementation. Yes. So the point is, guys, I have data in my local system. So how I will upload this data in the IBM Cognos? So you have to click on this. If you will see here, new, see, you are working in some organization, you have the data set. So the data set might be you want to upload, or might be they have already uploaded in that tool. So the question is how we can upload our data set in the IBM Cognos. This is the first question we have. So the answer will be, you have to click on this new, and here we have an option of this. If you will see, it's like data module, exploration, dashboards, report story. These are the something different. We will work on this dashboards and we will work on this exploration part. But before that, as I said, I want to upload my data in the IBM Cognos Analytics. How I can do this? Click on this upload data. And let me just pick my data. Just give me a minute. I will pick this data. Okay. And I will click on this open. It will take some time. Okay, they said you want to replace or you want to open. Why? Because in my tool the data set is already uploaded. So I will say that replace and hit the OK button. You just have to wait for some time. Okay. You can pick any data sets just for some demo practice. We have the online source as well. You can go and you can check the Kaggle platform. Kaggle is a open source platform. Through the Kaggle, you can download any kind of data sets. Either it's a telecommunication, loan data set, or any kind of data sets you can download. So let's say if I will show you, see, whether loan, just click on this loan and you will be able to download any kind of data set. But for our today's session, I will show you some practical implementation on Superstore data sets. This is just for your knowledge perspective. Okay, I have already uploaded my data set. Now the scenario is we have to make a dashboards. As I said, how to give the life to your data sets by making some visualizations, by making some dashboards, by making some graphical presentations. So how we can do this? Just click on this. By using this new, you will be able to access your dashboards. Dashboards and explorations, they are interrelated with each other. How? Dashboards, remember, if you are watching any kind of a sports, so in between of our matches, you can pick an example of live cricket match. So they present some kind of a dashboards, and with the help of that dashboards we can judge the current scenario of a particular player, like how many balls, how many wickets, whatever the scenario is, we can judge by using that graph. So dashboard is something like that, in which we can put multiple graphs of our data set. And in the same way, we have this exploration. Exploration is little different. It will help you to check some insights. It will help you to check some statistical connections between your data. So first, we will go with the dashboard, and then we will check some part of the exploration. So I will click on this dashboard. Just give me a minute, guys. Like, you just have to wait. Yeah, I clicked on that dashboard. So here I have some kind of a template. So for today's session, we will go with this template, and let's click on this create. Okay, see this kind of a page we have right now. So the first thing they have asked, they just have asked, like, you can pick the source. Source is what? It's your data set. My data set is already uploaded in the IBM Cognos. I need to bring here. So you have to click on the select a source, and my data set is uploaded in the my content. So you will see I have this data set as well. So I will click on this and add. Let me just verify one thing, guys. No, this is not my data set. So I will click on this so far, and I hit the add button. Okay, so here is my source. This is my front screen, as you can see. The point is how to understand the data. Either you can go to your main source, you can check, we have the row ID, order date, ship, mode, customer ID, customer name, segments, country, city, states, postal code, reason. Like, we have a multiple columns. Might be the agenda of this data set is just show us the sales based on the ship mode. I am saying I got this data set from my manager, you can assume from my administrator, from my CEO, and they just have asked me to present something in which I can show the sales by ship mode, or might be by segment. So what I will do, I will go here, and as I have already checked the sources, I have already checked the data set. Let's check this user interface first. We have this tab one, like we can create multiple tabs, guys. If you want to rename the tabs, let's say I want to put here overview, that's fine. And here I want to mention like it's sales, fine. Now the point is might be here I want to add some kind of images. So how I will do this? Here you can see we have the visualizations. Here we have some kind of widgets, and here we have a general widgets, or you can say that standard widgets. Just click on this, and here I have some standard widgets. As I said, as for the discussion, I want to add an image, so I will drag this in my work area, and they're asking me to put some kind of links. As you can see, I can rotate as well. It is up to me, but I don't want to rotate. I need a image URL because it is something over the cloud, so I need to pick the link through the cloud. So let me just pick analytics images. In short, I need to pick the link. So I need to check as well like which link will be appropriate. So here I am. Let me just copy the image link. Let me come here. We need to figure it out. Sometimes it comes in a one go, and sometimes you just have to give a 2-3 times, like it's a try you have to give. So here is my image. You can manage this image according to your requirements, like you want to minimize it, maximize it, it is up to you. Like what we are doing, we are just trying to design the front page of my dashboards in short. You want to change the properties of this tab, just click on this properties panel, and you will see we have lots of properties: the canvas, the positioning, the screen sizes. If I will close this, you will see we have the colors and themes as well. Let's say I don't want to go with the light, I want to go with the dark, so it will look like it look good as you see. So this is my, like, I need to design the image as well. If you will click on this journal, so you will be able to see the appearances layout. If I will click on this appearances, I have the border color. If you want to put some opacity, like if you want to reduce the opacity, it is up to you. Like these are the properties which you can use to design your dashboard. So let's say I want to change the color of this to
Um,
Miss Saloni.
okay, so I think there's an issue with the internet. I think there's some internet lag. Saloni ma'am, can you hear us? She has joined.
Madam, can you please give me a minute? I'll just call her and ask. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, she's joined, ma'am. She's joined.
She's joining? Oh,
audible.
yeah, you're audible.
Okay, thank you. Actually, might be there is some glitch. Sorry for this inconvenience. Let me share my screen. Okay, just give me a minute. I need to log in my account.
Miss Saloni, you're sharing your screen, right?
Yes, ma'am. Just give me a 2 minutes. I'm trying to log in my account, so that's
Okay.
why I just have stopped my screen.
Okay, no worries.
Okay. I think there is some technical glitch, and that's why. Okay, I need to do the steps from the beginning. No problem. I will click on this new, and I will click on this dashboard. And let me just proceed with this. Great. Okay. Same steps, guys. I will click on my source. I need to pick the data set as we have discussed. So, so I will select this data set, or I will go with the same one. Yeah. So yes, the point is, if you want to design your tabs, you have to click on this properties and you will be able to design that. Now the point is, I need to add some images. So I will click on my standard widgets. And this is a kind of a standard widgets I have. Let me put here. And I think the link, let me just copy the link one more time. Okay, this is how you can bring the images, whatever the topic you have. Based on that, you can select and you can put the link in your widgets, and this is how it will look like. If you want to design these images, you can go to the properties and you will be able to design this according to your requirements. So I will jump directly into the layout, or you can say that presentation of my data. So guys, as we have discussed, might be I need to present the sales based on my segments, based on my, you can check the data sets. Yeah, based on my segments, or you can say that based on my ship mode. So I will come here as we have decided ship mode or the sales. So you can select any visualizations. See, in our theoretical part, whatever we have discussed, we have to implement here. As we saw, we have the data sets. Now we have to convert this data in the form of visualizations. So in order to make the visualizations, we have to pick the graph. Let's say if I will select this bar graph for an example. So what I want to do in this graph, if you will see, we have the multiple columns that we have to update. So the first thing is in the length, it's a hash. It denotes like you can put some calculative data, some numerical data. So as we have discussed, I want to show the sales. So I will come here directly. I can drag and drop, or I can search from here as well. But you are a beginner, so I will suggest you can drag and you can drop. Okay, the sale is done. But you want to present the sales based on what? As we have discussed, we need segments. So I can directly drag the segments and I will put in the bars. Let's see how it will look like. As you can see, I will close the feeds and this is my graph. If someone will ask me like, in which segments you have the highest sale, I can say that, okay, in the customers, I have the highest sales. For an example, now they just have asked me like, we need to see the sales based on the category as well. I said, okay, what I will do, on the top you will see I have the option of filters. So I will click on this filters. Now I have an option. So I will drag this category on the top here. And guys, have a look. I have a 3 categories. It's a furniture, it's a office supplies, and it's a technology. So let's say I want to see the sales based on the technology. I will click on this and I will hit the button done. And now it will reflect my graph and you can see the changes. Try to understand. At the back end, I am not writing any kind of a code or I am not writing any kind of algorithms. It's a predefined things that we have in the IBM Cognos. Automatically, they check the connections between the values, between the graph, and you can see your output. In the same way, if you want to change the properties of this canvas, just click on this icon of the properties. And as I am on this canvas, I will click on this color and theme. I don't want to go with the visual. I will go with the dark one. Okay, that makes sense and it is looking good as well. If you want to change the properties of this graph, again, just select this, click on the properties, and you can design in your own way. You want to change the color, you want to change the theme, you can. You want to change the tab of name of your tabs, you can. It is up to you. Now let's say parallelly, I want to present the quantity. I want to present the discounts in the form of cards. So what I will do, I will drag the quantity directly here. Just hold on. Okay, let me just minimize this. Okay, and parallelly, I just want to see the discounts. So I will drag this discount as well here. Let me just do the settings. Okay, it shows me the discount as well as the quantity. But guys, don't forget that we have already added the filter. So whatever the quantity, whatever the discount you are getting, it is based on this category. Yes. If you will apply the filter, it will applicable for all the visualizations. Either it's a graph, either it's a cards. Let me show you one more condition. If I will click on this, I will select the same template. So as we know, we have some widgets. So if I will click on this widgets, you can design your front end as well by using these widgets, guys. As you can see, I have added the image. This is my front image. If you want to design, and let's say I want to put this kind of icon because this is a store data set. So I selected this. And if you want to manage here, or if you want to put right hand side, left hand side, you can design it. But make sure it's a visualization. It's a graphical presentation. Now I will go to the tab 3. The point is I will go to my visualizations again. And in my visualizations, I have a multiple visualizations. So let me just pick some visualizations which look more good. Give me a minute. Yeah, I will select the pie chart this time. Let me put here. And let me go my visualizations again. And let me just pick this data player. I will show you the use of this data player, and let me show you some graphical presentation about this as well. Okay, I have selected my data player. On your right hand side, you can see they are asking me to drop some values in the axis and in the local filters as well. So I will go to my sources. Just remember one thing, where we are on the sources. Okay, and which visualizations we have selected? We have selected the data player. So as per the discussion, we created our tab 2. Might be there is another requirement, and in this requirement, I want to show them some conditions based on my, let's say I have this ship mode. So I will select this ship mode. Let me just check. Okay, I have this first, second standard. So what I will do, I will drag here in the axis. Make sure guys, whatever the presentation you will do, before that, you have already checked the description about your data. You have already understand the requirement. You have already checked the data sets completely. So here is my data player. Now I have this visualization, which is my pie chart. Okay, in the pie chart, what I thought, let me just put some profit, because I will go with the profits. So I have selected this fields category. So if I will select my pie chart, so you will see they are asking me the segments as well as the size. So what I will do, I will drag this profit in the size. Why? Because it's a hash. Yes, you have to learn this concept. If you have the hash, that means they are asking you to drop some calculative data. So I drop this profit, and here they're asking me some segments. That means in this option, alphabetical data will work. So for this scenario, I will go with the product name, or I will also go with the subcategory. So, but for my this scenario, I will go with the product name. Now let's see how it will look like. Okay, we have a lots of products so far. Let me just expand this. I think so. There is some problem I'm getting. Okay, now it is working. Okay, so the point is how we can check the whole scenario. Let me go to my full screen. And let me just close the other things. This is how it will look like, guys. If you will go to your tab 1, you can check a small scenario. You can design this tab 1 in your own way. As I have shown you the properties, you can select the images, you can select the widgets. Now, if I will go to the tab 2, as for the discussion, I have the agenda of my data set and I know what kind of requirements they have. So they just have asked me to represent the sales based on the technology as well as based on the segment. And parallelly, they have added like they need to see the quantity as well as they need to see the discount. So I have already applied the filter, which is of technology. Yes, if you want to remove the filter, you can delete the filter as well. And for an example, if you want to edit your filter, you don't want to go with the technology, you want to go with any other category like a furniture, office supplies. Let's say this time I want to go with clear all. Now everything is clear. I will click on this furniture. Let me just click on this and let's hit the done button. So now you will see the changes in the consumers. In every category, we have the highest sales. I can say this. I can explain them. Like in our consumer segment, based on the category, which category? Furniture category, we have the highest sales. And on our right hand side, I can tell them like this much of a quantity I have in this consumer segment or in the furniture. Let's say guys, if I will click on this consumer, now you will see the changes. Now I have the quantity which belongs to this consumer. Now I have the discount which belongs to this consumer. So just have a look. we applied two filters parallelly. One will go with the furniture category, second will go with the consumer segments. I hope so. You got the point, you got the agenda. What we are doing with the data sets, we have the data in the form of rows and the columns. We presented something in the form of visualization so that we can generate some insights and the output. Now, if I will go to the tab 3, so on the tab 3, if you remember, I added the data player, but don't forget that we have added the filter as well. Yes, this filter is applicable for all the tabs. If you will add 5 tabs, if you will add 10 tabs, this filter will applicable for all the tabs. If you don't want that this filter will be applicable for my this condition, so you can come here and you can click on this clear all and hit the done button. So now this condition will be removed from my tab 2 as well. Now, what is the concept of this data player? As I have added a ship mode, might be they just want to check what kind of a profit I have in my standard class ship mode. So I will click on this play and you will see the changes. Automatically it is working. But my agenda is second. I put the, okay, hold on. Let me just put a pause. Yes. Now what I have the output based on my standard class. I know it won't look good because this is something which is like, it is very clumsy because we have a multiple segments. And if we are doing the visualizations, we don't want this kind of a graphs, not at all. So if I have selected the standard class, if I will put my cursor here, you will see I have some double head print product and I have this much of a profit. This is because of the values. Right now you just have to neglect it. Okay, you just have to check how it is working, how the visualization is working. Because as I see it is not looking good, so what I will do, I will go back and I will make some changes. How? Again, I will exit the full screen and here is my graph. I will select my visualization. I will open the fields. I will see like product name is not working if I want to check the profit. So I will go to my sources again. Okay. If I have selected this, as I can see, I have the product name, but we saw it like it is not looking good. So I will come here. If I want to remove it, I can remove it. If I want to put something in the ascending, descending, I can. But our condition is to remove. So I will remove it. So I will check my data set and I will discuss with my team members like with that profit, if you want to see, let's pick the category first. After selecting the category, we can check the product name or something. So let me see if I have some kind of a category or a subcategory. Yes, I have some subcategory. So I will select the subcategory and I will put here. Let's see how it will look. Yes, it is looking good. Now I will close this. And if you want to check the whole output, you can go to your full screen. And now it is looking good. Now the same thing, they want to check the profit by category based on your second class. I will click on this player and it will start moving. And let's pause it. So now what I can see I have a segments and I can also see the profit based on the product. The product is copiers and which belongs to which mode? Standard class mode. You have a lots of things guys to explore, which graph you are using, you want to pin it. We have a lots of things in the dashboard, but I am just illustrating the general scenario, like what we can do with this dashboard and how we can give the life to our data set. So let me just go back to my general screen. Yes, after designing this dashboard, might be you want to save this for your further use. Yes, you have to click on the save and just click on this my content, and let's say I can put it's a store dashboard. Okay, and I hit the save button. So this is something that we have explored in a very short way. Before I will move with the dashboard, I want to take you back to this icon. And if you remember, I mentioned in the starting of our session, like after working with the dashboard, we will go with the exploration part. Let's understand what is this exploration after learning the dashboard, after learning how to put some life or how to put some graphs on our data set. So if I will click on this exploration, let's see. So in the exploration as well, we have the my content and the team content. Team content is something which is a standard database, but we don't have to work with the standard database. We have to work with the my content, which is our content or our data set. So I will select the same data set, okay, and I hit the add button. Just wait for some time. Yes, this is something which is little advanced if you will compare with your dashboards. So where I am, guys, you will see they just have mentioned data relationships. Remember, I have used the keyword of insights, patterns. Insights is something that you can check some statistical relationships between your data. So how we will check the relationships between your data? Guys, what is this relationship? As I said, we have the stock market data set. So in the stock, you will check the minimum, the maximum, the upgoing stock, and how much rate we have if the stock is going down. So these are the columns we have in our stock market data set. And these columns are related with each other, which shows some kind of a relationships between the columns. In the same way, we have this data set, and now what we have to check? We have the relationships. And how we can check the relationships? I will come here. As we have decided, I want to show something based on the ship mode. I will select the ship mode, and please have a look. Calculate the statistical relationships between columns in your data.
Ma'am, Saloni ma'am.
Himakshi ma'am, I'm just calling her. Just give me a minute again. I think she's back.
She joined again.
Okay, thank you.
Ma'am, I'm sharing my screen. Ma'am, I don't know when I got disconnected. So could you please let me know, like, when I just disconnected? Like,
It's just 2-3 seconds away. Like you can carry on from where you were. I mean, it didn't lag. I mean, it didn't
okay,
lag.
okay, thank you. So guys, we have started this exploration part. If I will click on this data relationship, as you see, we have selected this shift mode in order to check the statistical relationship. So if you will see, if I will put my cursor on the shift mode, on your right hand side, you can see we have some graphs here. These are the standard graphs in short. So we have one graph which shows profit by ship mode colored by state. Remember, we did something with this ship mode in our dashboard. This time we have something different which shows the profit by ship mode, but it is colored by the state. So let's say if I will click on this graph in short. So now I can judge like, okay, these are the profits and these are the ship modes we have. And if I will put my cursor here, I can see in the California, we have the highest profit. Why? They shows me the states as well. Yes, in this data set, the country is treating as a state. That's okay, that's fine, because this is the data set. So the point is, in the dashboards, you have to define everything manually. But if you will come to this exploration part, you just have to select your data as I selected here, and automatically they will give you the statistical relationships between your columns. I selected the shift mode. Let's say I changed the condition. I don't want to see the data based on the shift mode. I want to check based on the segments. So I will select the segment. Again, they are doing some statistical calculations and they will show me some relationships. So if I will put my cursor on the segment, and if you will check on your right hand side, we have some graphs. If I will click on the see more, I have many more graphs. So now you can just make a small differentiate between the dashboards and the exploration. Dashboard is something where you have to pick your columns, you have to check the graphs which is relevant based on your columns. But exploration, you just have to tell them like this is the requirements I have so far, and based on that, they will give you the relationships between your columns. And when you have the relationships, you can select your particular graph. So might be I want to go with the sales by order date colored by segment. I selected this graph. So what I have here, you will see, I can see like in this particular date, we have the highest sales and it represent the segment as well. The segment is home office. And if you would if you want to check the further details on your right hand side, you can check. We have all the description about this graph. So after doing the exploration, as I have some graphs in front of me, I thought like let's call these graphs in the dashboards. So you have to add them in a pen. Just click on this pens. So it will start processing. Just wait. Yeah, it is added. And this condition is also looking good based on my scenario, based on my agenda. So I clicked on this pins as well. It's done. Now I will go to my dashboard again because this is the dashboard we have created so far. Okay. After adding the dashboards, as you can see in our my content, and we did the exploration as well. So what I will do, I will click on this tab 4. Fine. So if you remember, we haven't checked this option. We checked, okay, here we have a sources, here we have some visualizations, these are the custom widgets, and these are the standard widgets in short. So if I will click on this pins icon, you will see the graphs which you have added in your pins. And I can directly call them profit by shift mode colored by state. And it will look good because I have all the information which is required related to my data set. I don't have to do manually, like I know I can check like which graph is this? This is a column graph. If you will click here, if you need any other recommendations or if you want to change the visualizations, you can. But I will go with the standard one because it is looking good. I have all the information. If I will click on this tab 5, again I will choose the same template. Remember we added the one more graph in the pins. I will drag here, I will drop here. And here you will see we have the another condition. Sales by order date colored by segment. Now you can judge it like you can go to your main source. The source we have, let me show you this source. It is readable, not at all. But these graphs are readable. Now I can say that I added some life to my data set. So if you want to check the whole scenario, let me just close these sources and let me just go to the entire screen. Okay. If I will go to my tab 1, this is something, yeah, it is not properly designed. You can design in your own way. And you will go to the properties, as I said. Tab 2, you can see sales by segment in which I can see the quantity as well as I can see the discounts. If I will go to the tab 3, I can check the profits by ship mode as well as based on my subcategory. And I can check the profit by ship mode as well, because in this we are checking the profit by subcategory. But in this tab, we are checking the property by ship mode, which is colored by the state, and it is looking more good. And if I will come to my tab 5, I can see the sales by order date colored by segment. I can say that in which segment I have the highest sale in the home office. And if you will go to your tab 2, we have a different scenario. In this, we haven't added the dates, guys. If we haven't added the dates, we are not checking based on the dates, based on the month, based on the year. So from the overall data set, I can say that in my consumer, I have the highest sales. And if they will ask me, like, let us know the quantity as well, let us know the discounts as well based on the consumer, I will click on this. On your right hand side, you can see the quantity as well as you can see the discounts. Or on the top, if you will see, your graph is selected, your bar graph is selected, and if you will click on this cards, so this is something that we have added in the summarized way. If you want to change the visualizations, click here and you will be able to change your visualizations. Yes, these kinds of formations available on your dashboards as well and on your explorations as well. It is up to you how you want to design. If you want to go with your exploration, you can come. I think so. You have the differences, like you know the differences, what is exploration and what is dashboards right now, and you know it very well, like which one is good in order to check the statistical relationship. I will say that exploration. Any questions?
Okay.
Okay, so
I think
yes, guys, any questions?
ma'am, if I may request kindly, if you can stop share the screen.
I think my screen is automatically stopped.
Okay, yeah. So thank you so much, ma'am. And thank you so much, first of all, for giving this presentation. And now I would like
Thank
to
you.
ask any of the attendees who has any question, you can just directly post your questions in Q&A box, chat box, or maybe just raise your hand and we can allow you to chat with our experts here. And meanwhile, ma'am, there are some questions that I would want to ask you that has come to us.
Mhm.
So can I go on
Yeah,
with
sure.
that? Okay, okay. Just okay. So ma'am, hello.
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
Okay,
Please
okay.
go ahead.
So ma'am, this first question came from Radha Sharma, and it says, can you share any tips or recommendation for maximizing the analytical skills or analytics?
Give me a minute. I think I'm facing some trouble. Yes, please go ahead with your questions. I don't know my screen is stopped or not.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
I think you're not visible on screen, as in your video is not visible, ma'am.
Yeah, actually, I'm trying to turn on the camera, but it is showing me some kind of a pop-up. I don't know what happened. Might be there is some glitch.
No issues, ma'am. We can carry on with that only. So just read.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. The question was, can you share any tips or recommendation for maximizing the analytical skills or analytics?
See, first of all, I can give the recommendation. They just have to understand the data first. Like they try to explore some data sets, like as I have shown in the Excel spreadsheets. They just have to pick any open source platform and try to collect some different sources and try to understand them. Like try to make some connections between the columns. As I have shown, like we have the ship mode. Based on that ship mode, what kind of a connections we have with different columns. So they just have to check the relationships between the data. If they are able to read the data, if they are able to understand the data, then definitely they can give some presentation on the data sets. They can create some dashboards for the data sets. But the first step is understand the data and read the data.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. And I hope, Radha, that you've got the answer that you wanted of the question. I mean, she wrote this question for us. And ma'am, with this, I'll move forward to second question that has come from Ishani Hilal. So it says, what are that baseline of ethics used in data industry?
See, in the data industry, if you will ask, see, we have a lots of tools in short. IBM Cognos, SPSS Modeler. SPSS Modeler is also a predictive analytical tool. But first of all, if you want to jump in this industry, you have to go with the analysis part. Okay, analysis, that means, let's say, as I have explained, a one superstore data sets. So first, what I want to tell you how to make the graphs, how to make some connections between the data. So based on the industry expertise, first of all, the same answer for her as well. Try to learn, try to understand the data, try to read the requirement for the data. Like, let's say someone have pasted here real cases. You can pick the real cases of telecommunication company, like we have the Airtel company, we have the Geo company, and everyone is launching their you can say that discounts, offers, plans. So sometimes Airtel is generating a good revenue and sometimes Geo is generating a good revenue, but they they have to learn like how they will match the customers requirements by doing the analysis. So in short, just learn the requirement of the company, or you have to understand the business. Then you can explore the data sets, whatever the requirements they have mentioned. So first, try to understand your business.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, there's another question regarding ethics. Like, what are the baseline of the ethics used in data industry?
Ethics is like, if you will say, I am highlighting this point, guys, again and again. So I want to put some focus on this point, as based on my experience, what I have watched in the industry as well. They give you the data set, they will give you the agenda, like we have this kind of a document, we need this type of answers, we need this type of a solutions, we need this type of a insights. So based on that industry expertise as well, make sure you have worked on many different, like you have worked on different data sets, like hospitality data sets, loan data sets, telecommunications data sets. You have explored a lots of data sets, because by exploring them you will be able to understand the columns, you will be able to understand the parameters of your data. And in terms of ethics, I will suggest her, just explore the Kaggle platform, download some data sets, and try to understand the requirement for that data set. And then might be she will come up with some questions, she will come up with some scenarios, like, okay, I can do the analysis on this data set, I can give the solution for this data sets. So yeah, you can go and you can just explore some data sets.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. And ma'am, we have
And I would like to add one more thing here. Basically, ethics here could be students and say that, or the person who is working in the organization has to understand that we need to follow some framework and rules related to the data on which we are going to do the analysis. So we have to keep this in our mind while working over the data.
I completely agree, ma'am. Thank you so much.
No
So,
worries.
with this, ma'am, we have another question.
Yes.
So this question is from Viraha Kumar, and it says, "What skills do we require to perform these analytics, basically?"
Saloni, you want me to
Hello,
answer?
ma'am, I'm audible now?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, you're audible.
Okay, could you please repeat your question? I think I just got disconnected.
It's very simple. I mean, what skills do we require? So it is question from Viraha Kumar, and it says, "What skills do we require to perform these analytics?"
Okay, in terms of skills, like, see, if someone will ask me like how I will start my career in the data analytics, so first of all, you just have to go and check some databases. Like we have the SQL databases, you can check the databases, and then you can jump on any kind of a tools. Like you can go with IBM Cognos, it's a very good tool and it is very on demand. So yeah, The first skill is just go and just explore some databases like SQL, MySQL, and then they can go with some tools. As I suggested, IBM Cognos predictive analytical tool as well. They can try to explore that too.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And with this, we have our last second question, and it is from an anonymous attendee. So the question is there any data modeling technique also? I mean, this is the only question that has come to us.
Any other questions?
Is there any data modeling technique also?
Yes, data modeling techniques, let's say, first of all, they have to understand the business. Then they can go for the business understanding. Then they can go for the like data preparation part. And at the end, they can prepare their model. And the last one is the evaluation part. So there is a one recommendation that I want to tell everyone. It's a crisp DM methodology that we will prefer for the data mining concepts. Crisp DM, that means, guys, it's a cross industry standard process for data mining. So by using that crisp DM, guys, like what you can do, first of all, you can go and you can understand your business. Secondly, you can understand your data. The third step is you can prepare your data. Then you can make a model, and at the end you can evaluate your model. So these are the techniques and these are the stages we have in order to do the data analysis.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. And we have another question in Q&A box, and it is from an anonymous attendee, and it says, ma'am, is data industry lucrative?
Why? Like, it is so vast as of now. So you have a lots of things to explore in the data analytics industry, because data is something which is not confined. We have a lots of data, we have a vast amount of data, and we have a different kind of a categories in the data. As I said, PDF, CSV, Excel, we have a different sources. So I don't think so like you can go and you can explore as much as you want.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Yes, and one more thing I would like to add here. We know that if you wanted to get into this analysis, world, definitely we are not restricted. That if you know Excel also, you may start your journey. If you know SQL also, you may go for as an administrator. If you're aware about any of the tool like Power BI, Tableau, or Cognos, or any other tool which is open source also, then only you can shift yourself towards this career. And not only that, you have to become technical, or if you are from non-technical background also, then also you will be able to you have to work over those decisions in the organization. For that, you need to be good into this data analytics. So it is, again, as she said, that it is vast. Yes, it is vast. We need to understand that either we are in the X section or Y section. We need to understand that analysis is going to help us to take the decision in the organization.
Definitely, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Khushbu, ma'am. And with this, we have last question. So this question is again from an anonymous attendee, and it says, can this be done on simple Lenovo laptop, or are there any requirement for a device?
Yeah, we can done with any kind of a laptops. You just have to make sure like you have a proper RAM. That's it. Because some of the tools are open source. You can just go and you can just make a free trial account as well. Like as I have shown you, 30 days trial account as well you can generate. Or as Mama have mentioned, Power BI. So yeah, Power BI is a kind of a tool that you can install and you can access it. So yes, you can done with any laptop, but make sure you have a good configuration.
So IBM is having a platform where you may access the virtual softwares. Plus, you may download the softwares and coursework from that particular site. So when it comes to virtual software, that means you will be having an access over 1 year period for that software. That means you just need to go to cloud and access the software over your platform, over your laptop, through your laptop. So it's like not a challenge. Either you have Lenovo or any other laptop, you can go with it.
Yeah, okay. So thank you. And the student, I think it is not restricted to any of the device. You can use this tool technique anywhere. I mean, anywhere is in any laptop, but there are, I think, some requirements in terms of your skill and some, as ma'am told, Saloni ma'am told, some configurations. So you need to take care of that. So now I think we're done with the questions, and I would like to ask anyone who has any other question, you can post in Q&A box, chat box, or you can raise your hand. We can allow you to talk. And if not, then I take permission from all the experts. Ms. Khushbu ma'am, Robin sir, if you do not want to add anything to the webinar, can
Yes,
I?
we need to add one more
Yes.
thing here. Mr. Aman Bakshi would be telling about the IBM program. We'll be taking 10 minutes of the students.
Finally, I got dice. First of all, I would like to thank Ms. Saloni Gulati for enlightening the students about the data visualization tool, which is Cognos. As we all are surrounded with the different technologies, and these technologies are playing a vital role in our life. But if we'll talk about the industry need, that is totally different because the academia, which we are getting these days, that is not up to the mark to absorb a position in the market. And that is why the HR, the company managers, they're seeking for the skilled manpower. That is why we have shaken the hands with the team LPU. And this is our second year of collaboration where we are providing such kind of benefits to the students. So let me look at my screen first so that it will be easy for everyone to know. Yeah. So why there is a need of industry in academia? Though I have told you that to get a skilled manpower, HR looking for those skillness in the day-to-day market need, and we are also facing too many issues by providing the softwares to the industry as well as to the different sectors. So it's challenge. That is why we came in front. We came into academia and education sector so that we can bring one skill manpower for the industry. So before that, let me tell you one thing. Yeah, you might have heard about IBM, but what IBM exactly does? So the tech giant, the IBM stand for International Business Machine. The origin was in 1911, so it's more over 110 years of old empire, holding the position over 170 plus countries. The headquarters is in New York. You might have seen in many of the movies of Shah Rukh Khan. Plus, 800 offices are there. Near about 5 lakh employees are working with IBM on loan and many more on contractual basis. If we'll talk about the IBM manufacturing, they don't only manufacture but also market computer hardware, software, and midware. And if we talk about the invention part, so ATM machines through which you are doing the transaction on daily note, that is also given by IBM. The black magnetic bar strip on your debit and credit card, that is also invented by IBM. The punching cards at the Asian times were given by IBM. You just go to any of the shop, any of the market, you used to buy the product. The product is having barcode that is also given by IBM. NASA, Indian Army, Indian Navy, Indian Air Force, they are using IBM software tools for their shuttles, missiles, rockets. Not only that, if we talk about the government sector, that is IRCTC, they are also using IBM softwares for the transaction to book a ticket. And many more stuff are under IBM kitty. But if we talk about the companies who are getting the softwares from IBM, it's there over the screen. TCS, Capgemini, Cognizant, Tech Mahindra, Ford, Emerson, Wipro, and many more, they are taking the softwares from IBM. But the challenge was who will access this software for these all companies. That is why we are into industry from last 15 years and we are providing then the manpower, the skilled manpower to be correct, so that they can easily get their hands over these softwares and generate the business out of it from the single day. You might have heard about the Watson. So Watson is a supercomputer by IBM. You have seen the movie Iron Man. There, the Jarvis was there. The same kind of software we have invented in 1990s and came into market, and that we have bring it into the market in 2011. And this Watson won $1 million in Jeopardy quiz by beating two IP holders. So as we were discussing about the collaboration part, so we have the collaboration in BTech, BCA, and MCA. So in BTech, we do have the big data analytics specialization. In BCA, we do have again the big data analytics specialization. And for MCA, we are providing artificial intelligence and machine learning. We have done about the data visualization, right? But what about the big data term? obviously, when the data is in vast amount, we call it big data, which is a very pain right now for the industry because we have different resources, different tools for that to analyze this all stuff and to bring the business out of it. For big data, we use Hadoop, Hive, Cozy, and Scoop. So every tool is used for giving the different output, right? So right now we are generating near about 2.5 quintillion bytes of data every day globally. How you can manage that data? It can't be managed over your fingertips. It can't be managed over your calculator. So we have the tools available in the market. Few are open source, few are paid. But yes, it's not only about to deal with these all tools. We are to visualize it. And with the help of Ms. Saloni, you get to know that the Cognos is available. The Power BI is there from Microsoft. You might have heard about the Tableau that is from the Salesforce that is also available in the market. The Looker is there. With the help of Google, you can do the visualization effect and bring the business for any of the company. And if we'll talk about the artificial intelligence role in these all stuff, so we are having this term that is AI in our technologies, like the smartphones are there. We are using it with the help of the cameras. We are using it in applications. The government is they are using in major websites like chatbot is there. So everywhere we are dealing with artificial intelligence, and this artificial intelligence need the data. So obviously that data it need to refine first, then it will go to where, right? So these all things we bring up in this LPU university. If we'll talk about the students' benefits, so obviously you will get 1 degree from the LPU, obviously. Second, you will be getting some digital badges and the certifications from IBM. And as I have told you that the IBM do have the presence of 170 plus countries. So these all badges and these all certifications are valid globally. Second, that is the assistance from the IBM. The IBM expert will be there at the campus, and this will be the offline classes, the live classes, the industry uh, expert-led classes for all of you, so that it will be a good impact and the practical knowledge will be given to you within that period. The IBM tools will be there. So we have a separate IBM lab for the IBM students. There you can access hundreds of IBM tools, and you can download that software. You can run it with the help of your domain IDs, and you can also perform it with the help of the cloud. Okay. We have the dedicated labs where you can sit, you can perform, you can do the practice, and you can save the file over the cloud, and you can access from anywhere in the world. Placement assistance will be there with the help of our placement team. We do support the student to crack the interview rounds. And not only that, these are the job roles available in the market. As we have already heard about the networking, the operations and all, but these days, data scientists, data analysts, or data expert, or we can say AI expert, AI specialist, these all new job areas are open for all of you, because you are not going to get the certificate in the coming month, obviously not, but you will get it in the coming years. So these all roles will be available at that time. Any question from your side now?
Sir, thank you so much for this again. I mean, the presentation. Yeah. So thank you so much. And I now request again to the participants, if any question, any query, any thought that you have regarding the webinar, regarding the topic, you can just post in chat or Q&A box. And if not, then at last, sir, I would like to ask Ms. Khushbu ma'am if you want to add anything to the webinar, or Saloni ma'am or Robin sir. Okay, if not,
I just wish to pay my regards to all the panelists. It's a very nice session by the IBM team, very elaborate and you can say that descriptive. As we see the various visualizations presented by Saloni ma'am, a very informative session. Also the career pathway shared by Mr. Aman. Like these are the various programs we offer in the LPU in the tie-up with the IBM. So I just request all the participants to just visit our website also. These programs are listed in the LPU websites. Like these are in collaboration with the LPU. All the session was very informative. Thanks to the IBM team, and like we request all to have more such sessions in the coming time. Thank you very much for giving your time here.
Thank you, sir.
Most
Thank you.
welcome,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Robin. Thanks, Himanshi. Thanks, IBM team, and
Thanks.
Saloni
Thank
and
you.
Khushbu. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Thank
everyone.
you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much to all the panelists for coming in here. And at the end, I would like to thank all the participants also for coming in and for raising your queries, of course, what we've got. And I've given you the link of our site, that is website lpu.in. You can explore the site and explore the course related to the IBM and other courses as well. So with this, I take your leave. So until next webinar, stay safe and stay healthy. And thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you.